Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trending Thursday here on our YouTube channel, live stream. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always my pleasure to be here, and glad to see all of you that are here as well. Stop typing mug into the room. Stop. Who just said that? So who really started typing mug? No mug. Do not type mug into the room. Happy Glenn's Day, everyone. I like that, Sergio. Today is Happy Glenn's Day. Love that. Love that. No, we're hitting nobody. Really? Y'all are still typing mug. Do not type. Hi, Joey. Everyone who types mug, Joey's going to put you in timeout. By the way, sitting at my right side is Joey. Joey is my producer. Say hi, Joey. Hi. Oh, why'd you take the chat away? He took the chat away so I can't see everyone typing in mug. Mug is going to get you nothing today. Don't even type it in. Won't get you nothing today. All right, for all of those regulars, thank you for being here. For all of the new people that are here, welcome. Welcome to Trending Thursday. What is that all about? Trending Thursday is we look at stocks and making news. And we use the power of the VectorVest software to analyze those stocks to determine whether it's something you want to be in, if you're not in it. If you are in it, should you still be holding it? So we use the stories, but we use the VectorVest software to back it up to determine whether or not it's something that you do want and make decisions. And at the end, make sure you stay here to the end, because at the end, I will be analyzing stocks on the fly. So we'll be looking at your stocks that you're holding, stocks that you may have heard about on television or in an email or a newsletter or something like that, and you're just interested in how the software will help you. Stay here till the end. At the end of the presentation, I go through in a quick fire fashion. Can you say that 10 times fast, Joey?
No, not even once.
Quick fire fashion, where we're going to look at all of your stocks, or as many of them as we can. So make sure you're here for that. Throughout the week, when I see some comments in the comment section on some of the videos, I write down some of those stocks, and I only hope that you're here to see them. All right, so another thing, if you're also new to the page, if you haven't already subscribed to it, we have grown our YouTube channel by leaps and bounds. How long have we been doing this, Joey?
January last year.
So about a year, pushing a year and a half. We've more than doubled our subscribership, and that's all because of you. And that's the way that we keep putting and building our footprint in this social media platform. We want it to grow, but we want to be able to provide for you the content that's going to be apropos to what you want to listen to. Now, that wasn't a Glennism. If you're new, you will be introduced to one or two along the way. What is a Glennism? It's a word that I make up that sounds good. That's all that matters. So you will be introduced to those as well. So for all of the people that are here, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And, you know, we always start, before we get into anything, we always start and take a look at what's going on in the market. Market's direction is key. The direction of the market affects 80% of the stocks in the market. So in order to be on the right side of the market, you need to be on the right side of the trend. VectorVest does time the market, but when I say we time the market, we don't predict or prognosticate. Write that down. That's the word of the day. We don't prognosticate which direction the market's going to go the next day or anything like that. We are trend followers, so we keep our subscribers on the right side of the trend of the market. So let's go start off with our market timing, looking at the home page of the VectorVest software. Now, many of you who may not be subscribers to the VectorVest software, Joey's going to put a link in the room. Are we still running that special?
Oh, yeah.
We're running the special, 99 cents for 30 days. 99 cents for 30 days. If you like what the software has to offer you, you have nothing to lose. 99 cents. You can't even go to Starbucks and get a coffee. Yes, I'm a New Yorker. You can't get a coffee for 99 cents. But the VectorVest software will provide you with so much more than a cafe macchiato will in regards to growing your portfolio. So let's start here on our homepage. Our homepage is the entrance into the software. The homepage will give you a lot of information to actually talk about what's really going on in the market. It's one thing to listen to the people on TV. It's one thing to listen to your friends or your uncle or anything like that. But what you need is to be well informed, not entertained. How about there's a guy on CNBC who's a great entertainer in the field of the market. But, you know, if I want to be entertained, I can watch Netflix. But if I want to be informed, then the VectorVest software will provide you with the useful information to make the right decisions. All right. So first thing I want to look at, what are all the indices doing today? Well, they were all down. If anybody's been tracking the market's been pulling back. And you're probably wondering, what should I be doing with my stocks? I'm going to cover a little bit of that today. We don't always do that, but this is probably a good teaching time to help you to manage the stocks that you're currently trading right now. All of the major indices, well, not all of them. The Dow is slightly up today. All the other major indices, to include our VectorVest composite, is down. So we call this a mixed market, where one part of the market is up, or one index, and the rest are down. So we got a mixed market. What does that tell me? The market is going through some semblance of indecision right now. It can't fully get on board with going down or with going up. So as I look, all of the major indices, they are mixed. I look over at our indicator, or our daily, what I want to call it, daily traffic light. All right, just like a traffic light, it's got red, it's got yellow, and it's got green. Because all of our indicators are 3 ticks. We didn't fix that because that's what I'm missing. I'm missing it. Where is it? I'm missing my color guard with the 6-day snapshot. All right, so we didn't fix it. Joey broke it. That's what happens when you get to be producer. You get to take all the hits for all of the bad things. But if it's all good things, it's all me. There you go. That's just the way it works. All right?
I'm not a producer.
Well, you're not my producer. Then what are you?
I'm just an employee.
You're just an employee. Way to go. All right, employee, then make sure it don't break next week. How about that? All right. So when we're looking at our daily traffic light, red, that's because 3 of our market timing indicators are in the red. The color guard is bearish, and we give you guidance. We don't advocate buying any stocks at this time. So if you're looking to buy stocks long, probably not the right time to pick up any new long positions right now. All right, so from here, I'm going to go into the first story. We can see that the color guard is bearish. We can see we have a mixed market. Now the S&P 100 just went green. How about the S&P 500 just went green? The market is really matriculating back and forth between being bearish and being bullish today. A lot of indecision being played in the market today. Let's do this. So let's talk about why the market is doing what it's doing. We're going to go to our first story. And where did I do that? Why did it not pop up for them, Joey? Do I have to click here?
Yeah.
All right. So our first 4 stories will all be put together talking about what's going on in the market. Now, the Fed chair, Powell, stocks fall as the Fed's Powell says outlook highly uncertain. What do markets dislike the most? Uncertainty. And with that being said, the market, when we get uncertainty, the market tends to go down. Shares have beaten down energy, airline, bank stocks are among the biggest decliners, and that was just a couple of days ago in regards to what's going on in the market. This was the precursor to what's going on in the market right now. As we scroll down a little bit, and this was on May 13th, which was yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial dropped more than 500 points yesterday after the Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said further stimulus, you see that? Further stimulus could be needed to support the economy's recovery from the coronavirus-induced contraction. Now, one thing I talk about in here is politics. I don't do politics in here. And I usually don't do religion except for I tell everybody I'm a Christian. Other than that, we won't do it. So keeping that in mind, stimulus, we give out more money. At some point in time, the bill comes due. How do we pay for all of the stimulus that goes out? All right. How do we do that? We print more money. The Fed is saying that we probably need more stimulus to support the economy's recovery. Understand this. The Fed has opened up the spigots to make sure that we can keep our economy afloat. So they're buying back bonds and they're putting money into the economy, and we're just putting money back out to everyone. Which, listen to me, don't get it twisted. I'm all about making sure all of our businesses and people are taken care of. Absolutely. Making sure that they get unemployment, make sure that they get the stimulus. That first stimulus that went out, the biggest stimulus plan that we've ever put out at any time. Now it's in the House right now to put out another stimulus plan so that I saw a story that people are to get about $2,000 a month until the end of the year or something along those lines. Man, that's a lot of money to be given out, but I understand that it's needed. But at some point in time, from a fiscally responsive standpoint, how do we pay that all back? All right, the next story. Powell says Washington will need to spend more. This is to piggyback off of that other story we just read. Reversal of economic fortune has caused a level of pain that is hard to capture in words. As we scroll down, the Federal Reserve, this was also done yesterday. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell urged the White House and Congress to spend more money. The Fed, think about that. The Fed is telling the government to spend more money. Usually it doesn't work like that. The Fed will now what is the job of the Fed? The Fed is to make sure that unemployment is good or employment is good, and they check on interest rates. That is the job of the Fed. Well, we had more jobs got lost today. 3 million more people have applied for unemployment. The number of people that are unemployed percentage-wise is a lot. It's a lot of people due to coronavirus that are unemployed. So the Fed is saying to the government, hey folks, we need to spend more money. All right. Now, even with the spending of more money, what else does the Fed have the opportunity to do to help bolster an economy? They lower interest rates, right? Lowering interest rates normally ramps up an economy. Well, the Fed has already lowered the interest rates. We're right now at 0 to 0.25% on interest rates. But how about this? The Fed isn't considering negative rates. Now, I never thought that I would ever hear in my lifetime a president of the United States saying, yes, we should go to negative interest rates. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, I never thought that I would hear those words come out of a president's mouth. Now, do I understand to a certain degree why that is? Sure, because the president is trying to make sure that we across the globe still have the strongest economy, and as of right now, we still do. The coronavirus has affected countries globally. I totally understand that. But even with that being said, our economy is still strong compared to everybody else's, which makes our dollar strong, which makes it tough for gold. Normally, when the dollar is devalued, people run to gold. Gold had gone up. Now it's settling in a little bit. So a lot of people still trying to trade the gold stocks. Be careful with that. What's going to happen, we need the dollar to get lower in value. All right. And the last story in regards to what's going on markets-wise, companies. Next coronavirus challenge is getting cash-strapped shoppers to spend. So the Fed is telling the government to spend more money. The government is looking at already putting out another stimulus package. And companies need people to come back, open up the economy, open up the country so that people can go and spend money. Well, these brick and mortar stores are hurting because they don't have customers. Whereas the online people are still making money. How about now everywhere you go, whether it's to go shopping or whatever it is, you can do everything online now. Those companies are still making money. Amazon, Shopify, those companies are still making money, but the brick and mortar stores are hurting. So even once the economy opens up, that's the next thing. The economy can open up, but if people are still out of work, what money are they going to spend? Think about that. So that is huge. Now, all of these things are affecting the market as a whole, all right? My first 4 stories are really talking about why the market is doing what it's doing. Now, we're going to look at the market visually to see how all of these things are playing into the picture. I'm going to go into, did I do this wrong? I probably did. What did I need to do? Let's go back to that. Well, I did that the wrong way. Of course I did it. Let's go into, no, stop. No, I want this. I want to go, I don't want that either. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. I know where I want to go. Whew, that Joey messes up everything. There we go. And let's go to the viewers tab. Let's go look at what watch list I have set up for today. We'll go to the watch list viewer. We're going to go to the YouTube. And today's date is 5/14. Every week, I set up a watch list of all of the stocks that we take a look at. This week, we're only looking at about 11 stocks, but I'm going to spend a little bit more time in market timing today, as well as a very important but powerful tool to help you define what indices are always rocking at any given time. The two indicators that we use to look at the market, we use our own VectorVest composite, which is an indexed arithmetic average of all of the stocks that we track. We track over 8,100 stocks in this one indicator right here. We feel that it is a better representation of broad market movement, but for some of you who still do not have the software, would you use the S&P 500? So here's the spiders. I'm going to right click on them. I've got them tagged individually. I'm going to right click and I'm going to view the stock graph. Oh, the stock graph pulled up on this side. How did you make that happen, Joey? All right, whatever. I'm going to look at a 3-month graph. Why do I always like looking at a 3-month graph? Well, what happens every 3 months with stocks in the market? Earnings. Earnings is the biggest mover of a stock's market price. So when I'm looking at market timing, whether it's the VectorVest composite or the S&P 500, I always want to keep in mind where earnings plays a role. All right? What's the market doing? Coming off the March 23rd low. That's where I'm ready to finally say that that was the market bottom coming through from coronavirus. Let's go to, change that from cursor to dateline. Let's go find March 23rd. There's March 23rd. You can't see it because I'm in the way, can't you? Let me move this over just a little bit. Spread this out. There we go. March 23rd is right here. Here's coronavirus. Where it hit, we fell, we fall down, go boom, we stop. We go, whew. Now the market's starting to move up. We moved up, we pulled back a little bit. Remember, what we're looking at in candlesticks is the VectorVest composite, index arithmetic average of over 8,100 stocks tracked in one indicator. We moved up, we moved down. People were like, oh man, and then we moved up nicely. What moving averages do I have on the VVC? I have a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. Why? Because it works. Because it works. When the market's trending up, green is above red, the 3 is above 8. Love that. How about when the market moves sideways? The 3 and the 8 stayed in effect. Moving up some more, pulled back down to a level of support right here. What stayed in place? The 3 and the 8. Market moved up some more, found a level of resistance at about 43.79. Now, yesterday, the 3 and the 8 failed. Finally, after all of this nice upturn, the 3 and the 8 failed. If I am investing in the market, that was probably a good opportunity to say it probably is a good time to take profits off the table. Excuse me. Especially as the market was moving up, always remember it's okay to take profits off the table. You can't go broke taking a profit. I know everybody knows that, but you can't. We have followed through today where the 3 and the 8 is still in place, but what are we testing? We're testing a level of support. Let me go, is that my last close? Yeah. We're testing a level of support. I'm going to draw a horizontal line right about here. There we go. I'm going to make that a little darker for you so you can see it. That's a beautiful level of support. Former resistance, look at where the market fell to that level, boom, fall down, boom, fall down. Breakthrough, follow through, we're above. Now this level of 41.62 is being tested again, but now is a level of support. This is why the market is waffling. This is why the market is showing signs of indecision. The level of support for the over 8,100 stocks is being tested right now. If I'm looking at stochastics, I don't look at stochastics. Let's take that off. We can see the volume of the market. What's it doing? Even with this nice upward move and even with the sideways move, volume on the market is still pretty consistent for the most part. Now, that's on the VectorVest composite. Let's go to the S&P 500. It should almost look alike, right? Notice my levels of support and resistance. The VectorVest software will automatically draw levels of support and resistance for you. So you don't have to. But I'm looking. Look at the market run up, the level of resistance, broke through, found another level of resistance where it was touched here twice, breaking down through one level of support, now testing another level of support. Overall, folks, what's the market in? A channel. When the market's in a channel, it's not moving up, it's not moving down, it's a lot moving sideways. Again, an indication of the market is having a hard time determining which way it really wants to go. All of that being said, how do you trade the stocks that you're still currently holding? Right now is a good time to tighten the stops. All right, right now is a good time to tighten the stops. I'm going to go back to the VectorVest composite. Now, remember I told you we time the market? Well, we've got timing indicators no matter how aggressive or conservative you are as an individual. I'm going to put on the fastest market timing call we have called the primary wave. That looks at the week-over-week movement of that VectorVest composite. It is a fast signal, so you will be susceptible to whipsaws. It's the fastest signal we have. The last down call we had happened to have been yesterday. So as a more aggressive trader, I would have been playing the market to the downside today because end of day, the primary wave went down. Well, what if I'm not that aggressive? Well, let's go put on a good middle of the road timing signal called the DEW. Notice that we had an up call on April 6th of 2020, right here. Up call on that signal, you see a green up arrow. Notice that even as the market is pulling back, no down arrow yet. So using that signal as a market timing call, all you're doing is tightening your stops. Why? Because the market's pulling back down. Is it telling you to get out of the market yet? No. The signal has not issued a down call yet. Let's take a look at another timing signal, the Greenlight Buyer. Now, you may be asking, well, how do you get access to all of this? Take the trial of the software for 99 cents. One. Number two, there's a free resource that I give you every Tuesday called Training Tuesday, where I take you through each and every tab in the software. If you want to learn a lot more about how we time the market, that training series is for you and it's free. It takes me 16 weeks to walk you through each and every tab in the software in detail. So you want to learn more about these market timing calls that I'm talking about to help you to get in and out of the market at the right time? Take the trial for 99 cents. Do I have a red arrow most recently? No, that timing signal is not getting me out of the market yet. Let's go to one more. The slowest, most conservative timing signal we have is the confirmed call. We're still in a confirmed down call and have been since February 28th of 2020. Folks, from the most conservative standpoint, was that a great call to get you retirees out of the market at the right time? Heck yeah. Look at that was the down call, and then look at all of the move to the downside. Folks, if you're not a subscriber to the software, and I'm not trying to hard sell you anything, but for 99 cents, is it worth getting this kind of information to get you in and out of the market at the right time? Notice that even as the market rose, we still haven't gotten a confirmed up call. It is the slowest, most conservative call by design. And knowing, if I'm more retirement based, what am I looking for? Capital preservation. Well, if the market is not saying it's the right time for you to get back in for your capital preservation, are you happy? Sure you are. I know you might have said, well, I missed all of this move. Well, if you're retirement minded, did you? What are you looking for? You're looking to get in at a right time and get the right stocks and get out at the right time. This call hasn't generated an up call and you're probably sitting back going, cool. All right, I'm drinking coffee in my Michigan cup. I'm a Michigan fan. My wife is an Ohio State fan, but I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo, which is the unofficial official coffee of the Jockey Club and Trending Thursday. So we're going to have a little jingle. If you like coffee, then you like Cafe Bustelo. Bink. All right, that was my on the fly. Jingle for Cafe Bustelo. Y'all know what you need to do. You need to write in the Cafe Bustelo and tell them to send me some money because I've been promoting their coffee for the longest time. All right, so now we understand the stories that are moving the market. We can now look visually and see what's going on in the market. We have market timing calls that'll get you in and out of the market at the right time. And that's whether I'm looking at the VectorVest composite or the S&P 500. This is what's going on. So I'm going to back up one more time. If you're currently trading stocks, this is the time to tighten the stops on the stocks as you currently hold. This is not the time to panic and start to panic selling. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Manage your trades, but manage them a little tighter. All right, with that being said, do I have any questions, Joey?
Well, you're scaring away new subscribers with your jingle. Joey cut his mic.
Wow. Y'all didn't like my jingles?
To other people's songs.
Wow, you guys are haters today. Y'all some haters. I was trying to see if my dad, I don't know if my dad is here. I was hoping that my dad might show up today and he would put you all straight, set you all straight about my jingle.
Do you know how mobile subscribers get the green and red indicators?
The question is, how do the mobile subscribers get the green and red indicators? Patrick does a Facebook Live every Thursday at 11 o'clock about the mobile app. And you know something, unless I'm looking at the mobile app, I don't think you get the red and green, but I think that there is a table of the market timing calls. That's what I think. You know what I'm going to do, Joey? Write that down for me, and I'm going to look into it for next Thursday. So make sure you're here for next Thursday so I can better answer that question. All right? Any other questions, Joey?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to drink some more Cafe Bustelo, but I'm not going to sing.
What is the difference between the VVC and the Mti graphs?
The question is, what is the difference between the VVC and the Mti graph? Let me go add the Mti to this market timing graph, or better yet, let's do this. I'm going to bring up a market timing graph. Now, the market timing graph is that same VectorVest composite, but I now have it in a different setup where I can add indicators like the Mti. What is the Mti? The Mti is the market timing indicator. Now, the difference is the VectorVest composite tracks the movement of over 8,100 stocks. The Mti is an indicator that looks at three things. The Mti looks at the price of the VectorVest composite. It also looks at the relative timing of the VectorVest composite, and it looks at the buy to sell ratio of the composite. So the Mti is one indicator that looks at three indicators. That is the difference. It looks at what we call the underlying trend in the market, and currently the Mti cast on a scale between 0 and 2 is below the value of 1, so the underlying trend of the market is down. Any other questions, Joey? You gonna just hum while I drink my coffee? Okay. Oh my gosh, Joey.
Shut up. I have another one, but...
Wow, it takes you that long to read questions?
Yeah, there's a ton of...
There probably is a ton of people in here, which is a good thing. All right, let me close out of this graph. Let's get to the next story where we're talking about coronavirus stocks. Everybody's rushing to get to a vaccine. And folks, when I tell you this, the first company that comes out with a vaccine is going to blow up off the charts. So a couple of stocks that have definitely been in my vocabulary for coronavirus stocks is Gilead and Moderna. Here's the story on Gilead. Its remdesivir drug isn't going away, but it's not enough to drive its stocks higher. So the FDA was talking about, hey, we're going to move forward with this remdesivir drug. And I know that they went before Congress or the FDA to talk about it, and I don't think that it was all that it was cracked up to be. Gilead Sciences is ticking lower, and this was on May 13th. After a report from the Wall Street Journal said that remdesivir is being tested with other drugs to find a more effective treatment for the illness. So the big story was about the drug. Clay said, am I rapping? I can see that. No, I wasn't rapping. Did I rap? Did it sound like I rapped? Leave me alone, Clay. I'm closing him off. Boom. All right. The remdesivir drug, and am I tapping? Is my rings? All right, let me take my rings off. Here we go. I thought he said if I was rapping.
Pen.
It was the pen?
Probably.
All right, well, fine. Then just tell me it was the pen. Anyway, and so it looks like they're moving along with remdesivir, but they're adding other drugs or looking at other drugs to better treat the illness. There's a click. All right, so can you move that from over here too?
Can you stop looking at it?
Well, I can. It's there. Let's talk about the next company, and this is the company that's really hot on my radar. Somebody put me on the spot last week and made me put out a stock of the week. This was my stock of the week, Moderna. And I think it went up, thank you. And I think it went up from last Thursday's presentation. But the FDA issued fast-track status for Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine. What that means. One of the world's highest hopes for a vaccine. I'm telling you, and I've been keeping my eye and helping you keep your eye on Moderna for at least a month and a half. That stock I've made personally money on. But number two, just look at it. We're going to take a look at it. That stock looks like one of the hottest, along with Gilead, as a potential vaccine maker. They will get a fast-track review from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the vaccine's developer, Moderna, said in the Tuesday morning announcement. So these are two stocks within the coronavirus field to definitely keep your eyes on. More so, I think, Moderna than Gilead now. Gilead was hot a couple of weeks ago with its remdesivir drug, but now they're pulling back. Seems like they're pulling back a little bit and adding other stocks in the pipeline. Let's go back to the watch list real quick, and I'm going to do two things. One, here's Moderna. Looking at my list, and many of you don't realize or may not know, the stocks that are in the list are already ranked by our master indicator VST. I'm going to explain what that is in a second. And what was my other one? Was Gilead. All right, let's analyze these stocks the way only VectorVest can do so. Moderna is trading at $63.68. We give a value for every stock, what we feel the stock is worth. We're saying that we think Moderna is only worth $3.02. Holy smokes, this stock is trading way above its value. You know why? Because people are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. Why? Because this stock is fast-tracked on its way to hopefully coming up with a vaccine for COVID-19. People see that. People are jumping on it. It's jumping the stock way ahead of what we feel the stock is worth. That doesn't make it a bad stock. People are willing to pay a premium. Let's move over to our five core proprietary indicators: relative value, relative safety, relative timing, VST, and CI. Relative value, RV, looks at a stock's long-term price appreciation potential. Its upside potential over the next 1 to 3 years as compared to a AAA corporate bond. All right? Simply put, any of these indicators, above 1, the indicator is favorable. Below 1, the indicator is unfavorable. Relative value on Moderna on a scale between 0 and 2 is horrible. This is not a stock that I want long-term. All right, that's fine. Relative safety, that's an indicator of risk for the stock. Relative safety looks at the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance. What's the biggest mover of a stock's price? Earnings. What relative safety is looking at, the stock's ability or probability of meeting or exceeding its earnings expectations quarter over quarter, year over year. Above 1, safer stock. Higher probability the company will beat earnings. Company beats earnings, it makes it more attractive to investors to buy, right? Relative safety on Moderna. Well, it's below 1. This is more of a riskier stock. Let's look at relative timing, RT. This is the short-term price trend of the stock. Technical analysis is based off of two things and two things only: price and volume. That's it. Every technical indicator that you look at is only based off of those two things only. This is a price-based indicator. So we looked at relative value, relative safety. Those are our fundamental indicators when analyzing stocks. Relative timing is the short-term price trend or the technical indicator when analyzing stocks. Above 1, the stock's in an uptrend. Below 1, stock's in a downtrend. The higher above 1, the faster in an uptrend. The more below 1, the faster in a downtrend. This is the saving grace for this stock. Relative timing at 1.81 on a scale between 0 and 2. This stock is moving and moving fast. Now, the fundamentals, RV and RS, are crap. They're horrible. But the stock is going up in price. This is what we call a trader stock. This is not a long-term hold, but this is a stock that's got the potential to move up 4, 5, 10, 15, 20% in a day. From a more aggressive trading perspective, this is a stock that you look at. The combination of relative value, relative safety, relative timing gives us a VST of 1.22. So overall, the stock overall is good, but it's really made up off of that RT. Let's look at Gilead, 76.79, slightly under its value of 81.37. That's a bigger drug company than Moderna, right? Upside potential, not there. This stock is a little safer than Moderna, because the relative safety is at 1.05, so it's favorable. Not altogether great, but favorable. And this stock, too, is going up in price. So I like Moderna for a short-term play. I like Gilead not more for a long-term play, but I do understand that Gilead has a higher probability of meeting earnings, which means that the stock's price should go up higher and be more attractive to investors. And it is in an uptrend, but not as strong in an uptrend as Moderna. If I were looking at either one of these from a trade perspective, it would be Moderna. If I was looking at something with a little bit more safety in it, it would be Gilead. Let's take a look at both of these stocks on a graph. Let's pump that out real quick. 3-month graph, look at that 3 and the 8. Moderna, look at that run. How about when the stock's price pulled back? Look at the stock, 3 and the 8 held, still moving up, stock's moving sideways. If I own the stock right now, put tighter stops on it. Stock is just moving sideways. You don't panic just because it's down today. Next stock, Gilead. Not nearly as an upward pattern and actually coming back down as compared to Moderna. I think because of the drug that they were doing, and now they sort of kind of backpedaled from it. I think it affected the movement of the stock, moving a little bit more to the downside, but still higher than it was 3 months ago. As far as, again, trying to find out which one I would take now, Moderna would probably be the way to go. Now, I'm going to show you something else. I've got a watch list of all coronavirus stocks that we started way back in early February. Here in my coronavirus stocks watch list, which I only have here, but you do have access to a coronavirus watch list in the VectorVest software. Again, 99 cents gets you a trial. You get access to that watch list. And what I like to do with this, Tom is here. Is Tom here? What Tom did, he talked about it in a post on our YouTube page. He opens up this watch list every morning, sorts by percent price change, and then looks at the stocks that are moving. I love that. I think that that is an awesome thing to do, to keep your eyes on what's moving at any given time. And right now I'm running this as of 2:38 this afternoon. APT up 21%. TLSA, not Tesla, but TLSA up. And a lot of these companies you may not know about, but all of these companies are fighting extensively to get a vaccine towards the coronavirus. And this is a great way, if you're a little bit more aggressive, to find these stocks on a daily basis and make money on these stocks. All right, let me go back to my watch list. Joey, any questions?
Yes, Glenn.
Okay. Yes, Joey.
What would be a good entry for Moderna?
What would be a good entry for Moderna? Let's open that back up real quick. Where's it at? Right click. Always, I can always use the software to find the candidates. The graph is exactly what I need to make a decision. See this most recent high over the last 3 months? What's the high price? 68.49. I would go 5 cents higher than the high. Why? I want to make sure I'm buying still into a rising stock. That would be my buying opportunity. 5 cents higher, actually 12 cents higher than the high. This stock is over 20 bucks. I'd wait for 12 cents higher than the high. Now somebody will say to me, well, why wait? What happens if the stock goes up? You're losing money. See that level right there? That's a level of resistance. If that's a good level of resistance, what should happen to the stock's price? It should stop and then come back down. I'm making sure that the stock's price breaks through that resistance, continues to buy, continues to move higher. I'm putting my order in 12 cents higher. That helps to ensure that I'm buying into the stock as it's still rising, instead of buying in now and then it jumps around and I'm like, oh man, why did I do that? Hopefully that makes sense. Any other questions?
Yes, I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Since there's so much sector divergence nowadays, is the VVC as good an indicator as looking at up sectors first and then selecting stocks?
The question is, with so much divergence in the market and looking at the VVC, would it be better to look at the VVC or looking at what indices are rising? I'm glad you asked that question today, because we're going to spend some time on looking at rising industries and how to find them. So we all know what the VectorVest composite looks like and what's going on, but I'm going to show you a way that if you are a VectorVest subscriber, how you can find the hottest industries any day of the week. All right? Next question, Joey.
What is the Greenlight Buyer?
What is the Greenlight Buyer? Won't answer that in here. The Greenlight Buyer is definitely explained in the software. in that Training Tuesday package, which is free with the software as one of your free resources, but it's a market timing signal. That's as far as I will go with that. Next question, Joey.
Last question. How can we add upcoming earnings calls to the graph?
How can you add upcoming earnings calls to the graph? You cannot. All right, let me close this out. If I want to see all of the upcoming earnings calls, I'll show you how to get them. You can't do it on the graph because my graph is only as good as today, right? That's the last point that I can have on the graph. If I'm looking at something in the future, the graph doesn't have that capability. But if you want to see what upcoming earnings are coming, from this Viewers tab, go down to the Events Viewer down here. Click on there. The Events Viewer will give me a couple of different things. I can see dividend X dates. I can see the dividend pay dates. I'm going to uncheck those. So they're highlighted. I'm going to unhighlight them by simply clicking on them. Notice that my third thing that I can see here is earnings dates. So all of the stocks that have earnings coming out today, Thursday, May 14th, are here alphabetically. So I can't show it on a graph, but I can provide for you a listing. There's a lot of stocks reporting earnings today. Going down, going down, going down, keep going down, and then it'll pop up for tomorrow. There's Friday. Here's all of the earnings. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I cannot do it on a graph for forward earnings because we don't have a graph that goes ahead in time, but this is where you can find your earnings dates. Again, in the Viewers tab under the Events Viewer. I'm going to go back to the Watchlist Viewer and go back to my watch list. Any other questions, Joey?
Does putting a stop mean sell?
The question is, does putting a stop mean sell? So putting a stop lets you know when you should get out of the stock or, yes, sell the stock. So everyone, when you get into a stock, all right, when you get into a stock, you should automatically know when you're going to get out, whether it's at a profit target or at a loss. And you need to know, especially from the loss perspective, because a lot of us get into trouble when we try to manage a stock and we let the loss get bigger than we need it to. All right, that's where the stop is very important. To say that what is the most I'm willing to lose on that position, that is going to be your sell point. So that answers that question. Any other questions, Joey?
2:45, you got 3 stories left.
I know. Well, you keep giving me the questions.
Well, you wait until
Well, you, whatever. All right, let's go to the next story. Let's talk about oil. All right, oil. Everybody's getting on me. I saw somebody post in the comments to me that, well, you said you wouldn't get into oil and oil's made a move. I lost money listening to you. Wait a minute. I told you to be careful getting into oil. I said that I wouldn't get into oil yet. Why? Because we don't have the demand. Why is oil going up? And I don't see the chat, but I'll tell you why oil is going up. Oil had hit historically new lows ever. And what's driving oil prices still higher? Not what normally drives oil prices higher. What's driving oil prices higher is that people are trying to get in without getting FOMO. They have without getting the fear of missing out. People saw that oil was so low and they started jumping on board, and enough people jumped on it to drive oil prices higher. Let's step back a little bit. All right, that's what people did. Now, what I've been saying all the time is that what really moves oil is demand. All right, we know that. Oil goes, when we have a lot less of it and the demand is there, that's what drives oil prices higher. What we were experiencing during oil going up right now was artificial because oil prices were so low. All right, with that being said, understand that in these sessions, my job is to point out things to you. You ultimately make the decision on what you do or don't do. All right, so I saw that comment. I didn't, I can't say I didn't like it, but I wanted to be known how this works and what happens. I will give you my insight. I ain't no kind of stock god or expert or anything like that. My job is to bring the news to you. It's ultimately up to you to make the decision. All right, so I just wanted that to be known and to be said. What did you just do?
Mind my business.
Well, you moving it's hurting my business. All right, stop touching the mouse. All right, So big story. Saudi Arabia, Russia, big oil producers say they're committed to oil market stability, which means what? They're going to start cutting production. Now, the cut to production hasn't met to the extent of supply that we have. We still have a glut of supply of oil. So again, the prices of oil are going up because oil had been so low. And guess what? Now that price that was going up is starting to level off a little bit as far as oil is concerned. But when the cuts happen and we start to lose all of that extra supply, then demand will go higher and oil prices will go higher. And that's what I've been talking about all of this time. So they're committed to cutting oil. Who else? Now, oil jumps more than 6% as Saudi Arabia pledges further production cuts. That makes sense. The cuts is what's going to help to drive prices higher because the demand is going to rise. Now you're getting more confirmation that it might be the right time to buy oil. If you were buying it before and the oil prices, and you made money on it, great for you. But as I'm teaching you and showing you what to do, I like to put the higher probability on my side and take the guesstimation out of the equation. And hopefully that makes sense. I'm curious to know, to everybody in the room, how I've been handling oil. Has it made sense? Whether it's yes or no, type it in the room. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. But the way I've been handling oil so far, has it made sense? Demand normally drives price. Carter controlled to a certain extent, but you are correct. FOMO is causing the current move. All right, so that's all I want to say. I'm asking the question, and you guys are letting me know that it makes sense. In no way, shape, form, or fashion have I told anybody not to buy oil. I've been giving you my opinion on it. All right, I've been giving you my opinion on it, and I've been justifying it by why I feel that way. All right, that's it in a nutshell. All right, so with those two stories, knowing that the cuts are coming and that it will affect the supply, which will then increase the demand, is probably the better time to think about buying oil. So, in my stories, in my watch list today, I have two oil stocks. What I have is MRO and I have Apache. I had Apache. There it is, Apache. Notice that in my list of stocks, where is it at? Where are my oil stocks at? And you want to sit and tell me that you're missing out on buying oil because what? Where are they located? They have the lowest VSTs, and that's for a reason. That's for a reason, because the price of oil moving up was artificially induced. Absolutely. So, looking at the VST, using the power of the software, let's look at these. These stocks are pretty close to their value. Apache is a little bit higher than its value. Look at these RTs. None of these are in an uptrend. So yeah, is oil moving? Yeah, because people are jumping on board with it. But are the stocks in uptrends? Look at the stocks' relative values. Do they have upside potential? Are they safe stocks? Are they in uptrends? So yeah, what I was saying makes sense. And I'm not putting that out there just to say, well, you know, but no. I use the power of the software to make the decisions that I make without trying to guess. Without trying to guess at what it's going to do. It understandably the oil prices went up because they were so low. Let's take a look at these graphs. View the stock graph. Yeah, so all that time when you're sitting there going, yeah, oil's moving. You're okay. All right, what's it doing right now? So yeah, did it move? Yeah. Why did it move? Because oil prices were so low. What's it doing now? Moving sideways. Why? Demand is not there yet, folks. Let's go to the next one. APA, Apache. This is just two of them. Nicely moved up. Oil prices were low. What's it doing now? Not going up now, folks, is it? The demand is not there yet. What am I waiting for? Let's do this. I got one more thing. Let's take a look at the watch list that I have of petroleum stocks. All right, let's go look at that. That's going to help me to really understand when it's time to get back into oil. In my petroleum watch list, I've got 63 stocks. Here they all are. I'm going to look at the watch list average of these. This is going to really help me. All right, let's take that off. I don't know why that's there. Put this on a 3-month graph. As 63 oil stocks, am I ready to pull the trigger on it yet? Nope, not yet. I'm still not. Now, I'm telling you, did you have an opportunity to make money because it was so low? Yeah, you did. But what I'm trying to help you with is it a good long-term play? That was a good short-term play while the prices were low. Now the cuts are coming. Now we're getting into our supply. We still have a glut of supply. Now we're getting into our supply. What's oil doing? That makes sense. That makes sense because the demand is not there to drive oil prices higher. All right, any questions, Joey?
Not particularly on oil, but got a couple. How do you determine the actual value of a stock?
So when we look at value of a stock, we look at a couple of things. We look at the earnings per share. We look at the earnings growth rate, the rate at which they grow their earnings. We look at profitability for the stock. We look at interest and inflation. We put all of that together along with some other ingredients to now establish what a stock is really worth. All right, those are the things that we look at. Any other questions, Joey?
Do you support Mac?
Do we support Mac? Yes, we do. There is a way of, and you need to call our product support team. They can give you more information, but we support Mac. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a homegrown Mac version, but we have a way to to use the VectorVest software on a Mac with an emulator, but not, you have to download, not like Fusions or anything like that. All right, any other questions?
No, we just need to talk about this.
I was going to get to that. That's on my list.
You watched it several times today.
All right. So just real quick to let you know, I'm taking a little break in between the stories. We do have the Financial Freedom Summit coming up. You go to our website, and Joey will put that link in the page for you. All right. Register. It's a 3-day free online summit. 3 days for free. 3 days for free. All right. So once you get to the website that Joey put in there, click on it, register. Not only that, you can invite anybody you know to this free 3-day summit. I have the honor and the privilege of hosting all 3 days as well. What do you think about AMZA? I'm going to take a look at that, but not right now. I'll talk about remember, I asked you to stay until the end so I can look at your individual stocks. Don't put them in yet. Don't put them in yet. All right. Yes, Ron, for 3 days, free online. Have tried the register many times over the last several days, weeks. Never let me get into. Click on there you go. The link is right there in. Don't put stocks in yet, my friend.
I'm going to hide it.
Say again, stop putting in stocks. Someone says long equals oil. Listen, that's up to you. I'm explaining to you what I feel about oil, what to look for. That's all I can do. If you playing oil, by all means, as long as you know what you're doing and play it the right way, then listen, I'd rather have you in a stock that's starting to move up than have you in a stock that starts pulling back down and you start losing money right from the onset. All right?
No problem there.
No problem there. Oh, there it is. Joey just did it right from the link. Joey just did it right from the link on the page to show you what you needed to do. All right? All right. So with that being said, let me keep rocking and rolling. Now I'm up to, what time is it? Yeah, I'm on my stocks, taking that out. What I was going to do there?
Interest?
No, I'm going to interest. The other thing I was going to do. All right, let's go to my stocks of interest. Tesla and Fremont, California were fighting, boy. They were going back and forth because Fremont, California said, no, you can't open it up. Tesla, Elon Musk said, listen, I'm finna do this. Yes, I said finna. F-I-N-N-A. Musk turned around and said, Elon Musk said, I'm finna open it up. And Fremont said, you better not. And Musk said, I'm gonna open it up, but if you're gonna come get anybody, come get me, leave my people alone. And they said, you better not. And then he said, you know something? I'm done with California. I'll go to Texas. And the Texas people said, come on down, Elon. We can help you out right there. That's exactly how they said it, too. And then Fremont said, well, okay. You can open up, but you got to be safe. So Tesla yes, that was a little reenactment of the full story. That was a reenactment of the full story of what was going on. Lynn asked the question. Did I miss that? I missed that. To all, 5 minutes, top of the hour, 70 likes. Oh, thank you, Paul. Paul is trying to help me out. All right. So interesting. Tesla can reopen, but with additional precautions. That was just a short recap of the fight between Tesla and Fremont. Next thing, Uber makes an offer for Grubhub. Woo! Uber's, Grubhub is driving, getting people food. Uber's like saying, yo, I want a little piece of that right there. And Uber is making a run to go get Grubhub. Uber is aggressively pursuing Grubhub. The company approached Grubhub earlier this year and talks are still going on. Consolidation within the online food delivery sector has been highly anticipated this year, with DoorDash and Postmates also in the speculation. So these drive, whether it's Uber or what's the other one, Lyft, something, why not jump on board with, you can drive people around, and since you're driving people around, you can give people extra work by driving food around too. That's not a bad way to go. Elon Musk is money. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are probably saying Elon Musk pushed his weight around. Listen, I look at it this way. If you can get your people back to work and do it safely, I don't think any government should stop you from doing that, as long as you do it within the confines of being safe. If you're not just running around trying to, not take safe measures into place, then I wouldn't agree with that. But if he's saying, listen, my people are hurting, they need their money, I'm ready to pay them, and we can keep them safe, then, that's just what I'm thinking. All right. And next story, how about this? AMC shares jump after Amazon is circling the theater chain. How cool is that? Now, you know what happened? And this is something that I saw recently. You remember the new movie that just came out, Trolls 2? I don't know who put it out.
World Tour.
Huh? No,
World Tour.
That's not who put it out. Who was the company that put it out?
Is it Pixar?
Yeah, man, whoever put it out. They said they took it straight to the homes because the movie theaters weren't open, so they put it out, and they're saying pretty much they made more money than if they were putting it out to the movie theaters. So they said, going forward, I think that even when the world opens back up, we're going to start taking our movies, put them in the movies, and put them straight down to everybody, straight out to everybody. All right, so,
DreamWorks.
It's DreamWorks. All right, and they said, going forward, I think we're going to still give you the movies, give them to you in the movies, but we're going to put them out right away as well. And the theater said, if you do that, we're not ever playing your movies in here again. So that's very interesting. Amazon is like, well, fine. If we buy AMC, we got rights to the movies already to send them at home, and now we're going to get the money from the movie theater as well. That's a big move for Amazon to do that. Change that will probably fry our brain. What are y'all talking about? I'm not reading what they say. They typing a whole bunch of stuff. Are they even talking to me, or are they talking amongst each other?
Not talking to you.
They're not talking to me. All right, fine. So they don't even want to listen to my stories right now. Man, I'm just here. I'm just the background. That's all right. I'm just the background noise. So that's another story that caught my interest today. What is this? Oh, that was you. All right. So let's go take a look at those stocks. Oh, I did it the wrong way again. There we go. Anyway, so it was Amazon, it was Grubhub, it was Uber, it was AMC. That was it? Yep.
Amazon?
Amazon's in there.
2, 3, 4. There's one more.
Tesla. How about Tesla's at the top of the list sorted by VST? Let's analyze them. Tesla, way overvalued. Upside potential, it's at least favorable. All right, don't put stocks in the room yet. Don't do it yet, folks. Just don't do it. Stop. Don't do that because I can't follow that. And not yet. Don't put them in. I'll give you an opportunity. All right, Amazon, also way over its value. Upside potential, not there. But what's helping it? Stock is moving up. How about both of these stocks have good safeties? These stocks tend to make money, and they're moving up in price right now. And they're the only two stocks in the list that are buy recommendations. Grubhub, overvalued, not good upside potential, not good safety, but moving up in price right now. That's more of a trade. Uber, grossly overvalued, no good upside potential, no good safety. RT above 1, that's a good trade. Notice that they grow their earnings at a clip of negative 10% a year. AMC, very close. I'm going to call that fairly valued. Upside potential, not there. All right, relative safety, not there. The stock is not moving in an uptrend. They grow their earnings at a clip of a negative 9%. That may not be a bad idea for Amazon to buy them up. All right, they're not altogether that great a company. Earnings yield, negative. Earnings per share, negative. Amazon buying them up may not be a bad idea for Amazon. And I think maybe Amazon should, I'm thinking that AMC should really consider them being bought by Amazon. Very interesting. All right, let's go take a look at these stocks, view the stock graph. All right, let's go put them in a 3-month graph. Amazon, a little bit of a sideways move, but you know something? I'm thinking that coming off the COVID-19, people are jumping on board. Remember, a lot of people staying at home. I'm thinking a lot of people, Amazon Prime, I'm a Prime subscriber. You subscribe to Prime? Joey subscribes to Prime. I subscribe to Netflix. I subscribe to Hulu. I got it all. I got it all, and I still have a hard time finding what I want to watch on TV. That just stinks. But right now, Amazon's moving sideways. All right, let's go look at Grubhub. Man, pulled back, but that's because they're thinking about, Uber's thinking about buying them. So just watch that if you're in it right now. Let's go to Uber. Uber's still moving up at a level of resistance. But look at the 3 and the 8 on it, still rocking and rolling. Volume is running as well. Next one, AMC. Man, let's go put this on a 1-year graph. AMC has been hurting. Amazon coming in might be helping AMC if they decide to sell. All right, just think about that. And then the last one is Tesla. Tesla's like, I ain't afraid of no Fremont. And it's like, what was that, Ghostbusters? I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Tesla's like, I ain't afraid of no Fremont. And they're running, but right now running a little sideways as well. All right. Any questions on those stories? No? All right. Now, start typing your stocks in the room. This is where everybody wants to get their stocks looked at. I'm going to start off with a couple of stocks that I did see get put into the room. All right. And then Joey, Amazon, AMZA. What the heck? AMZA? I guess that's it. Nokia, NOK. That's it. All right, Joey.
I had a KGC too. So
that's gold. Okay.
KGC, NEPH.
ENPH?
ENPH.
Yeah, you were dyslexic. ENPH.
There's a little hell over there.
Go ahead.
PTON.
Peloton.
NAT.
The shipper.
NVO.
NVO?
NVO.
Okay.
Let's see. Devon Energy.
DVN. There we go. See how I can find that even if I don't know the symbol? Okay.
OSTK.
Overstock.com. Oh.
JetBlue.
JBLU.
GNUS. Did you put that in?
Yeah, I already put that in already.
Okay. ACMR.
ACMR. Oh, we made some money on that. ACMR. Oh, yeah. We made some money. We made some money on that in the Jockey Club.
NVAX.
That's another coronavirus stock.
MA.
MasterCard.
SSB.
Notice all I'm putting is a comma after each stock.
Oh, there's so many. STZ.
STZ.
Let's see. RTTR.
RTTR. That's another pharmaceutical. I don't know much about them.
Boeing. And WAL. You want one more?
Go ahead. It's up to you. You controlling it.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna get Andy THMO.
THMO.
That's it.
All right. Joey makes a decision on which stocks. I just sit here and type them in. Let's go through these. You know why I look at a 3-month graph? Because if I put earnings on, earnings will normally play into the picture. This stock split too, 1 to 50. Good Gordon Gin. That's a big old reverse split. Earnings came out recently. You know what I don't like about the stock? I know it's a petroleum stock. Look at the bars. I'm going to take off stochastics. I don't normally use stochastics anyway. Let's go. Do I not have one that I'm looking for? Is that what I'm looking for? GETJR. Yeah, I'm going to use that one, but I don't want to use stochastics. All right, so I'm looking at price along with the 3 and the 8. Now, after the split, look at the volume. Well, they split, but look at the volume. I don't like the smallness of the bars. Even though the stock's price is moving higher, moving sideways, watch the volume. I believe the drop in volume had to do with the split because it happened the day of the split. Understood, but look at the movement of the stock's price. A lot of sideways move. Just be careful with it if you own it. All right, just be careful with it if you own it. Stock is a sell. I'm going to add 2 other indicators on here. Add parameters, RV, add parameters, RS. Fundamentally, the stock has got no fundamentals behind it. All right. And technically, from RT, the stock is not in an uptrend. So I'm looking at our indicators, even though they're not highlighted on the list. Relative value below 1, relative safety below 1, RT way. This stock is definitely in a downtrend. Just be careful if you own it. All right, just be careful if you own it. Now, interesting, other side of that is GNUS. Something made the stock's price start moving like this because prior to that, the volume wasn't there. All right, something happened. Let's do this. I'm going to go click on news. I can look at news on a stock right from my screen. Let's go 4 months ago. Read this top. Let's go to press releases. We're at Yahoo Finance. Yesterday, Genius Brands International issues shareholder letter. I don't know what's in the letter. Evidently, something happens. They love it. Genius Brands International raises equity financing to further fuel company's growth. So they got some money, and that's what's driving the stock's price higher. Now, fundamentally, the stock is not good. Relative timing shows me the stock is in an uptrend. Love the big bars of volume. You know something, though? What goes up must come down. Be careful with this. If you own it, leave it alone. If you own it, the 3 and the 8 are in place. And because the 3 is so far away from the 8, I would probably trade it off the 3 exponential moving average. If price breaks below that 3 exponential moving average, I would probably think about taking it off the table because it's so inexpensive. All right, that's probably a good trade, but you know, they got an infusion of some money and moving up, take it. All right, but don't give it all back. AMZA, that's an ETF. Look at the stock's price. You know why I like graphs? Because graphs is the dinner of the stock. The DNA. I call it the dinner. It's the dinner. It's the dinner of the stock. Listen, if you look at a graph and you have to say, well, you know, and you probably don't want to be in it. If you're in it, let me give you a line in the sand here. A good level of support right about here. That's probably a good level of support. If the stock's price falls below that level of support, probably a good time to get out. That level of support is at $15.42. That's a good line in the sand to get out of the stock if you own it. But the stock is moving sideways right now. Nokia, the 3 and the 8 crossed yesterday. That was probably a good opportunity if you own it to take your profits, especially if you've been in since here, up, 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 boom. That's a good opportunity to take your profits. You can't go broke taking a profit, folks. 3 and the 8 on the end of day basis close.
No, you 3 and the 8, please. The
3 and the 8 are 3 and 8 exponential moving averages. 3 and 8 exponential moving averages. What you use for, no matter what moving averages you use, whether simple, exponential, or weighted, we use crossovers to help us to get in and out. Normally for a more aggressive person, they use probably a 5 and a 10. If you're more conservative, or actually more prudent, either a 10 and 20 or 20 and 50. If you're a lot more retirement minded, a 50 and a 200. All right, they're just utilizing crossovers on 2 moving averages to help you to get in and out of the stock. In this case, we're using a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. It will do good on an end of day basis for stocks that are trending higher, and it'll also do good for stocks that you are trading as well. All right, you're welcome. Let's go to the next stock. Kgc Gold is still starting to rock and roll. What I would really like to see for gold, they really kick off and run, is watching the dollar get weaker. It's not happening yet. And look at that with the dollar. You know, we were running, it was running, yay, yay, yay. And now with all of the stimulus and we still got a strong dollar, look at what gold is doing. Now, a good up day today, but look at the sideways move on gold. All right, if you're in it, leave it alone. I do like that even as gold or KGC pulled back, look at the 3 and the 8. The 3 stayed above the 8 the whole time. That was a good way to stay into the stock without panicking. And you're being rewarded with a nice update today. Volume is pretty steady. Volume is pretty steady, so I like KGC. I like KGC, and I cannot lie. Yeah, I got nothing else to rhyme with that, so I'll leave it there. All right, ENPH. I currently own this stock. Stock is rock and rolling. One of the best stocks in the database overall. 3 days, the stock's price has fallen. What do you do? The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed, but stock's price is below the 3 after the big divergence between the two. Could you get out of the stock? You could, or maybe take half off the table. If you don't want to take it all off, take half off the table. Capture the profits on half the trade. That's what we call a shooting star pattern with follow through. That probably would have, from a candlestick perspective, that would have been a good day to get out yesterday just off of candlesticks. All right. But if you're in it now and you haven't gotten out of it, let the 3 and the 8 on the end of day basis help you out. All right. Peloton. Everybody's at home trying to get healthy, except for Joey and me. We just went out to Bojangles to have lunch today, so it was good. But anyway, and my wife gave me lunch today too. Anyway, so everybody's losing weight. These bikes are probably, they came out with a story not too long ago that they had record sales for their bikes. Those bikes ain't cheap, but they had record sales. A lot of people at home, and they probably say, well, I'm going to get in shape. So right now, though, Peloton, 3 and the 8 still look great. 3 and the 8 still look great. Even if you were trading off the 3 because it's so far above the 8, you're still fine. Stock, if I'm trying to get into the stock now, it's right at resistance. Let's go $12 higher than the high before I pull the trigger if I'm not in it now. Also watch this. Price is going up while volume is going down. Not as many people are buying into the stock. Volume is conviction. All right, volume is conviction. Wow, when the tankers work, they work. When the tankers don't, they suck. You have to time the tankers, and you know something? I like using that 3 and the 8 method to time a tanker. Look at this. 3 and the 8 went bullish. Man, look at that run. 3 and the 8 went bearish. Man, look at that run to the downside. I think if you're going to play a tanker, I think that might be a great way to play the tankers, is use the 3 and the 8 on the tanking companies to get in and to get out. But when tankers work, they do. When they don't, they don't. All right, that's just what I've seen over time. NVO, drug, I don't know if they're running like the other stocks that are fighting. And I don't know if they're in the fight for coronavirus vaccine or if they're just doing other drugs. Nonetheless, the stock is moving sideways. The 3 and the 8 just crossed up. If I'm not in it, I'd like to see it break through that level of the high before I jump on board with it. I do like maybe found a little bit of a low coming off of the high, starting to move up. I can draw a trend line. The stock is definitely trending higher. Little indecision today with a little bit of a dragonfly doji. Could be bullish follow through, but we won't know until tomorrow. Looking at Devon Energy. Oh man, pulling back. How about the 3 and the 8 crossed yesterday? A little bit of a rebound today. I do like the coming off this low overall, though. If I draw a freehand line coming off of the low, I like the upward trend. I do like that. Let's make that line a little darker for you. You know, trending stock is what you want. I love that. And every time the stock's price is pulled back to that trend line. Right now, it's challenging that trend line. If you're going to use that as a way to get out, you're fine right now. Leave it alone. Nice little rebound today. Open candle. Very little wick at the top. If you own it, leave it alone. If I'm not in it, let's see if the stock can break out of this level of resistance, though, right about here. That's probably where I'd be looking to get in. If I'm not in it yet, I would be looking to get in once the price crosses above 1307. 5 cents higher than that. I'd put it in a buy order about 1312. That's where I'd be looking to get in. That's a beautiful level of resistance. The trend line is in place. Look at that. It's sort of creating an upward wedge. I like that, which is a consolidation pattern. That may be a good play. All right, if you're in it, leave it alone. If you're not, now you know what to look for. Let's go to Overstock. Running. Good Gordon Gin. Gotta love that. 3 and the 8 cross back here. Look at that. Even on the pullback, the 3 and the 8 held. Running. Love the 3 and the 8. Hopefully you're seeing on a lot of these graphs that the 3 and the 8 really works. Love the volume? I don't love it. The volume is good. On some days it's rocking and rolling. But overall, I think still more consistently at about that 4 million mark. I like that. That's consistency. All right, Overstock right now, if you're not in it, leave it alone. Wait till you go higher than the high. It's less than 20 bucks. Put your order in 5 cents higher than the high. You know something, this could be a bearish formation where the wicks are just slowly going down, even though the stock's price is going sideways. Just keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on that. If you're using the 3 and the 8, the 3 is nicely above the 8. If the stock's price falls below that 3 exponential moving average, don't be afraid to take half off the table. But I love the stock moving up. Earnings play, the stock rocked and rolled even off of earnings. Look at that. Look at that. Must have beat earnings and running. I love it. Looks good. Just manage it. All right, next stock, JetBlue. Airlines are getting smoked like a pound of weed. Yes, I said it. All right, and they are. Look at the sideways move. If you look at all of the airlines. Now, what I do like about the airlines, there is something I like about the airlines and the cruise ships and the resorts. Look at the relative values on, if you look at them all, look at the relative values. All of these stocks have good upside potential. Relative values are high. Relative safeties are not. And relative timing, of course, because they're all getting beaten up, are horrible. These are breakout stocks, though. Wait until everybody starts jumping on board, getting back on the airplanes. I do like these for upside potential. If I'm looking at any of the airlines, I need them to break out of a level of resistance. All of these are going to exhibit the same characteristics for the most part. And if I can see a level of resistance and, you know, the market starts, we start flying again, put your orders in a little higher than that resistance. And then these stocks will start taking off again. I do like the upside potential on all of them. ACMR, so that's not a Midas touch, a coronavirus stock, but it's running. Love that the stock was in a level of a channel, broke above. We had breakthrough, follow through out of the channel. Look at that run up. Big, nice up day today. I'm not going to call that a bullish engulfing because the stock is already moving higher. But the stock does have great potential to keep moving higher. Notice where the stock's price stopped today. Look at the wick, stopped right at that high. Now you have a better understanding of why I say put your order in higher than the high. As good as the day was today, the high of the day stopped at that 2-day level of resistance. Good Gordon Gin, this stuff works. That's why I'm trying to teach you. Don't just go buying to the stock because it's moving up today. Make sure you've got some confirmation of the move, but it stopped right at the high. I put my order in 12 cents higher than the high before I place the trade. I love the rising stock along with the rising volume. Man, just rising. Today pulled back a little bit, but I still got some trading day left. Love that volume and go along with it. NVAX, man, that's a drug biomedical that's been moving up and down all over the place. What do you want to do with that stock? Well, there was a time we had a little run. All right, it did. 3 and the 8. Love the 3 and the 8 on any stock, man. It does a great job. 3 and the 8 cross. Boom. Run. Boom. How about the 3 and the 8? Close price was $11.58. On the day that they crossed down and got down, it was up to $18.41. This is where you learn to take profits, not to give it all back. The stock's price went down some more. 3 and the 8 crossed here. Man, it not only crossed at $24.50. All right, but right now it's at $38.51. Man, 3 and the 8 works. You can do that on any stock. On any stock, you can do that. All right, and then tie it in with something like RT. Is RT above 1? With a 3 and the 8, you can put that on any stock. But look at an indicator like RT. How about if I could show you how to build a search in the software where the 3-8 is crossing and RT is just going above 1? How powerful would that be? You can't do that everywhere. You can only do that in VectorVest. All right, RT tells you if stock's in the uptrend or not. NVAX, though, if I'm not in it, I'm waiting for that stock to go above the high. If I'm in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 are so far apart, I would trade it off the 3 exponential moving average. If the price falls below the 3, that might not be a bad idea to take at least half off the table or take your profit. Remember, you can't go broke taking a profit. MasterCard, powerful stock. Stock's got great upside potential with RV, great relative safety. Right now, it's moving sideways. I wouldn't touch it yet, not until it broke above this level of resistance sitting at 283.36. Let it break out of this channel before you pull the trigger. If you're in it right now, the stock's in the channel, leave it alone. I probably would have gotten out somewhere here though, where the 3 and the 8 did cross bearish, and now it's trying to cross back again. And a lot of people say, well, man, you told me to get out when the 3-8 crossed, and it's crossing back up the next day. So what? Did you make money on the trade? Don't want to hear it. Did you make money on the trade? What's the purpose of trading in the market? To make money in the trade. Don't complain if you've made money in the trade. You know why you complain if you made money in the trade and the stock goes up higher? Because you're greedy. Now, there's not a bad thing about being greedy as long as you temper it. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs make bacon, and I love bacon. So learn to temper your greed. As long as you've made money on the trade, be happy. You know how many traders would be happy to make the money on the trade? A lot of people. All right, let's go to the next stock. SSB, man, banks are getting smoked too. Stock's price went up to a level. Now you understand. If I'm going to buy higher than that level of resistance. 1, 2, 3 times it could not, 3 times, it could not break through that level of resistance. Now you understand why I say consistently, let's see if the stock can break through. That gives me more confirmation in the move. Then what did it do? It fell down, broke through a level of support, still going down. I wouldn't touch it. If you still own it, you got to make a decision about getting out of it. Now, a lot of you say, well, the bank's got to go back up. I'm going to hold it. Fine. You sat through all of this, and now what are you going to do? You're going to pray. You're going to hope. Those are 4-letter words. Those are good 4-letter words, though, but not when it comes down to trading. Understand. Why put yourself in a situation where you got to sit back and go, well, it'll come back? We do that way too much. If you know that you like the 3 and the 8, now on this stock, a little bit more volatile because back and forth, well, the stock was in a channel, broke out of the channel, broke down, the 3-8 cross. A lot of things happen. And the stock's a sell. And the stock's got good upside potential, but the stock is in a downtrend. RT tells you the stock's in a downtrend. All right? STZ. Now, you would think that this industry should be doing good while everybody's at home. Constellation Brands, food, beverage, alcoholic, especially the alcoholic side. Joe, you sit at home, you drinking a lot of beer at home? Mm-hmm. See, Joe, that's why he got a big old belly, too. But he probably drink a lot of beer at home. And you think that this would do better? I don't have an answer why it's not. I can tell you right now that the stock is approaching a level of support at 150.37. Just watch that. The 3 and the 8 cross, the stocks, couple of things. 3-8 cross downside, stocks in the channel. If you haven't gotten out on the 3-8 cross, this is your line in the sand at 150.37. There's your line in the sand at 150.37. All right, next stock. Woo-wee, Ritter Pharmaceutical. It ran, and look at that, 2 days. Anybody know what candlestick pattern that is right there? I don't have the chat. That's called a bearish harami with follow-through. Today would probably, because it's followed through to that candlestick pattern, today would be the day I would rather get out of it. Whoever gave me that stock, notice here, I had a bearish harami, no follow through. Good. Bearish harami, follow through. Whoop. Time to take it out, especially if it's a lower dollar stock. The moves on that will hurt your portfolio a lot faster than the moves if that was a move down on a $50 stock. All right, so just keep that in mind. That's a bearish harami with follow through. Probably today would be a good day to pull the trigger and get out of that stock. Boeing. I've been talking about Boeing till I'm blue in the face. Look at me. That's tough to do. But I've been talking about Boeing for a minute, and it's just not a stock you want to be in. All right, there's other stocks. I got to stop clicking. There's other stocks within the aerospace, the defense and aerospace sector that you would want to be in. Boeing's not one of them. All right, the 737 being grounded because of the crashes, all of that kind of stuff. And they kept saying, yeah, we're going to get it back up in the air. And the air people, the FAA said, no. So Boeing's just being affected by that. All Airbus is picking up their orders for the government as far as the big airlines, so as far as the big airplanes. So Boeing's tough. Boeing's really tough. I probably don't want to own that. If you're still holding it, I don't know why, but I'm not in your brain and it's not my money. All right, but I'm just telling you, this is not, RT on the stock is way low. It does not have upside ability. Right now it's at 1 and it's not a safe stock. Not a stock that I would think you really would want to hold, but that's just me giving you my opinion based on what I see in the graph. Western Alliance, another bank, just like SBB, going down as well, but still in a channel for the most part. Little sideways move right here. Take off last close. Little sideways move here, but the 3 and the 8 are bearish. I probably don't want to own it right now. I'd wait for a better buying opportunity or get out. And if I've got a loss on it, mitigate the loss. Don't let the loss become a big loss. Last stock we have, THMO. It ran up nicely, broke through resistance, had a follow through, tested it now as a level of support, did a nice job of bouncing off of it. Right now the stock's moving sideways. If I own it, the 3 and the 8 never failed, so the stock is still okay, but the stock's price is falling down. Falling down, down, down. But the 3 and the 8 are still holding. So if you're not out of it, leave it alone unless the 3 and the 8 fall. But watch, not only that volume is falling considerably, but that makes sense as the stock is going sideways. The volume is not there to pick up. All right, I'm done. That's a lot of stocks. I looked at, oh, no. Fully, I closed out of the software. Oh. Anyway, I hope I was done. That was your fault. You made me do that. Holy smokes, I can't believe I did that. Whew, can I see the chat now? Can you give me the chat back?
Are you just going to stare at it?
No, I'm not going to stare at it. I probably am going to stare at it a little bit. All right. How many people in here were new? Type a yes or a no. How many of you in here were new? Type a yes or a no. Do it before I got to go. Anybody? Anybody? Good. I got the new people. All right, everybody who's telling me, yes, this is your first time here, or you're new, I do want you to subscribe to the page, folks. Subscribe to the page. If nothing else, just do that for us. We're growing our footprint here. Not only that, like us. Put the likes in there. Put the likes. Not only that, if you're also new to the page, I want to invite you to our financial summit. It's free. It's free. If you guys like what we've got here, support us. Support us 110%. It would be greatly appreciated. VectorVest.com/summit. This is a free 3-day event of which I will be hosting. You want to learn more about the market for free for 3 days? This is the place to be. All you have to do is click on the register now. Once you've got now let me show you something. Once you've got this page up, see right here at the top? Oh, you can't see it. I want them to see the top of my page. Why? Because I want you to see that once you get to the page, here's the link at the top. Highlight it. Right click on it. Click on copy. Now you can send that email. You can email that link to anybody you want. That's how you invite people to the page. That's how you invite people to come there. If you've got children, invite them. If you've got a mother-in-law that you like, invite them. I actually like my mother-in-law. If you're young and you want to get your daddy involved, invite them. All right, so we're trying to go for likes. I don't know how many likes we've had, but Kev is trying to push 175 to 200 likes. I don't know how many likes we have. 119. Do you? Huh? 119. I got 119. Oh. 118. Anybody? Kim Jong-un? If you want to invite Kim Jong-un, I don't care. All right. So all you new people, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. If you like it, please support the page by subscribing. All right. Please subscribe to the page. And that's it in a nutshell. Had a great job. We had a great session today. Looking at how many people are still here. Still a lot of people here, so thank you very much. Mary, you guys are really counting the likes. Look at that. Mary Ann is on it. Mary Ann's got 130 likes. Ciao, bye. Arrivederci later, says Mark. So you guys are, look at that. Trying to pump up the likes. Is this a daily live? Jay, this is every Thursday at 2 o'clock. Every Thursday at 2 o'clock. All right. All the new people that are saying nice things, thank you for saying the nice. Robert said he shared it on his Facebook page. Way to go. I like that. Thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate that. And Axel is here. Man, so many people are here. We're up to 137. The number's jumping up. Look at that. You guys are pumping it. You guys are pumping it. All right. Instead of me just flapping my jibs, because I'm so good at it, I'm so good at it, thank all of you for being here. Thank all of you for supporting the page. If you're new and you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the page. We want to grow it. And it's my pleasure to be here. And I thank you guys for supporting it. Say bye, Joey.
Bye, Joey.
All right. We appreciate your time spending with us. Keep the likes going. I hope we can get it there. Keep the. Are you on the Derby tomorrow? I don't know. I think I might be. I don't know. It might be Steve again. I don't know. I might be. I heard one of my trades that I put on the day before worked out this morning. All right. I heard that my trade worked out this morning. So it was good. Boy, what a truism, not a Glennism. All right. I take that too. All right. So. Got 140 likes. Man, Glenn has left the room. I didn't leave the room yet, but I'm getting ready to leave the room. All right, so Joey's going to shut this down. The room will still be open for a minute, and that'll be that. Adios, folks. Peace.